Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Is that the one you drop from the airplane and like map gets smaller and stuff?
Yeah, the Canadian guys, Jeff and Josh, made me download it today. You don't have any idea
Nah,
what I'm talking about, do you, Burdot?
no, I'm so out of it. Gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Black Friday sale.
It's got a couple million. It had a couple million concurrent players on Steam, like millions at the same time.
Hmm.
Pretty good.
It's a record, all time record, whatever. You guys are bored. You guys are fucking lame. No video
I should be
games.
a professional gamer now then.
I don't know about that. Welcome to the Practical Pistol Show, people. My name is Ben, here to answer your shooting questions. We have Birdie from Canada. Say hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Let me fix
What's up,
this.
buddy?
And Kimmy from
Hi.
Korea or Washington
Yes.
State, whichever.
I live in Washington State.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But you're from Korea. You're going to stick with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very excited. Hey, Ben, what's up? Question about transitions. After you complete your shots on one target and begin transitioning to the next, do you immediately focus your attention and eyesight to the next target and let the sights appear in your line of vision, or do you stay focused on the sights and simply move the sights to the lineup with the target? This assumes the targets are far enough away to dictate a sight focus as opposed to target focused shots. Thanks. Neither of you guys think this is a very good question.
No, but because a lot of people think that way, and a lot of people they just follow the sights. And I guess if the targets are really close to each other's and like 20 yards away, but like just a yard apart from each other, I mean, you can just follow the sights to the next target, and that's not a big problem. It's not going to cost you anything, or you're not going to gain anything by looking at the target and then sights again. But obviously, if the as the transition gets bigger, like longer, so obviously you're just gonna focus on the next target and bring your sights to your eyesights, if I can say that.
You
But
can
yeah.
say eyesights, yes. You're clearly
Okay.
not an English first language guy, but I'm the only guy in this podcast that speaks English as his first language.
Yeah, and
true.
what's your second language?
Why would I have a
Exactly.
second language? I'm American. I don't need a second language. The only Spanish I need to know is for ordering a Taco Bell. Like, I'm sorry.
No,
If you
I
want to
had
learn a
something in
language
mind.
that's your passport around the world, you should learn English.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Smart. Smart play.
But yeah, so you get my point about transitions.
Well, no, I think a lot. It's actually kind of surprising to me how many people don't understand the fundamentals of transitions, where it's like eyes go to a target, then the sights go there. The easiest way I have to describe it is like, hey, just like you're using a mouse pointer. So you look at something and you bring the pointer to it and click on it. You do not follow the pointer around.
Yeah, just like when you drive, you
Yes.
look where you're gonna turn.
You look,
Yeah.
then you turn. You're not staring at the wheel like, how do I make this work?
Exactly.
But people want to like mount the sights, mount the gun and then look down the sights and then like move that picture around, kind of like they would, though, like they would think they want to do with a rifle, like a rifle scope. But that's, it's not what you want to do, especially with a handgun with wide transitions. Look, then put the sights there. Definitely. And then when the targets are close together, sometimes the sights may not leave your vision, but that's not a big deal. That's not something to worry about. Like shooting a plate rack is a good example. I'd be like, hey, the sights, I can kind of see the sights the whole time, but not a huge deal. What do you think about that, Kim?
I like it. Yeah. I like the mouse pointer or driving or motorcycle riding examples.
Yeah?
Yeah. This guy eventually wants to develop, we call it indexing. So whenever you hold a gun, the sight is already almost aligned or already perfectly aligned. So in transition, even after big transition, if the gun is already aligned, in any situation, it doesn't matter if I mean, you don't want to be focusing on the sight perfectly coming into the target. You just want to look at the target and let the gun stop over there. That's good. Yeah, that's efficient transition.
Well, the reason I like the mouse pointer transition is that it gets you like not like also when you're describing a transition, if you want to click on something quickly, you don't like start slamming the mouse pointer around. You just look and click. You don't really use muscles in your hand to try to speed that up.
I
That
like
makes
it.
sense? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, even like you played StarCraft quite
hmm
competitively for about 10 hours a day for a while, didn't you?
Minimum, usually more.
Okay, hold on. So, for people who don't know what StarCraft is, you got to tell them what that is.
Yeah, that's a video game that came out 1998. I was born 1988, so since like 98 to present, all the Korean people play StarCraft. That's basically like football in America. Yes.
Yes,
So I
okay,
played a lot.
but you play it with a mouse and keyboard, mostly a mouse, right? Or
Correct.
okay,
Yeah.
so in StarCraft, pro
hmm
StarCraft play, they like warm up with the
Yeah.
mouse.
Yeah.
And is it about clicking on stuff fast?
That could be one of them, but
But
it
it's
could
like
be
precision, right?
precision movement. Yeah, precise movement of your mouse pointer.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I want to click on that. I want to box out this and like give order, like do stuff really fast with your mouse.
hmm
That's the interesting bit, and it's not like about swinging the mouse around hard.
No.
No. Well, there it is. You're not even like. There's the crazy thing to me about you is you're not even like a big nerd for Korea. You're just like a regular guy,
I am
right?
just one of those Koreans, yes.
You're just a regular guy.
Yeah.
Isn't that true, Bertie? Like, isn't that amazing to you?
Yeah.
He's
10
not a
hours a
nerd.
day?
That's like,
No.
right?
No,
It's a
I'm
regular guy.
I'm not like comparing to other hardcore Korean pro gamers, I'm not even near them.
Yeah.
No, but the programmers, they play like 16 hours a day.
They live in team houses and play with
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah.
all fucking day.
And the only time they're gonna stop is to sleep and I guess take a shower or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like depending on like what little weird subculture you're in. For us shooters, it's like, no, like if I'm talking to somebody who doesn't shoot and they like say, if I say something like, oh, well, I shoot like 50, 60,000 rounds a year, like their eyes bug out of their head. I'm like, no, it's not really that much for what I do. There's something. They're
Not
like,
really.
what the fuck? Like, it's crazy. It sounds crazy to an outsider, but to somebody who's in,
Yeah.
it's not that crazy. Ah, it's a little crazy. 10 hours a day, Kim? Like, really?
It's a lot.
Yeah, if I say, "Oh, I played 10 hours when I was in high school," then people will say, "Oh, you're a hobby gamer, not like serious gamer." If you were a serious gamer, you would play like 16 hours a day. So,
In high school,
yeah, middle school, high school, and
don't you run out
college,
of hours of the day?
not really.
I
Well,
find
You
you
know, you
sleep when you're
sleep
at
in the
school?
class.
Yeah,
You
that's
sleep in
right.
the class.
I find that whole scene fascinating where guys like when they leave to like they leave pro video game playing in Korea, they leave that to do their military service. It's like their career is over because
Yeah.
when they get out of the military, they're like 26 and their like reflexes are all shot and they're old and they're shitty and they're used up. You're like a sad old man at age 25 or 26, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that.
Fascinating. I know entirely too much about pro video game players in South Korea.
Yeah, my hours of playing video game was significantly reduced after the military service.
Well, but you were used up, man. Your career's
Yeah.
over.
hmm
It's like if you
So
haven't
I chose shooting.
if you haven't made it as a pro shooter by the time you're like 45, you should hang it up, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's true. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you should forget that dream of becoming a pro shooter. That's for sure.
The guy I know that I can think of who's the oldest when he started shooting, I think, was Manny Bragg, and I think he started at age 38.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
He's a good
that's
shooter, so
he's quite good, and he started relatively late in life. Like I can't think of anybody who started later, and not off the top of my head. All right, next email. Let's do it. And I know it's kind of addressed to me, but you guys might have a take on this. Hey, Ben, I'm freaking pumped that I'm finally getting out to a class of yours to train with you. I've been following you for years. I have watched every podcast episode at least 3 times. I
Not enough.
bought all your DVDs. Use your dry fire books daily, and I can't thank you enough for all of the invaluable content you've provided me. You'll probably be surprised to hear that my training is 95% self-defense based. Yes, I'm aware the class is focused around shooting USPSA, but that's totally cool. All I care about is learning shooting mechanics from you. Fuck the tactical stuff. I get enough of that. My question is, do you think I'll get as much as possible out of the class if I'm running it from my everyday carry gear from concealment? Or do you think I should actually purchase a little USPSA rig? I just want to make sure I absorb as much as I can in your class, and I don't want my gear holding me back. Thanks for your time, man. Looking forward to training with you in, I guess I'm going to Idaho Falls in June of 2018. That's news to me. It's not news to me. I knew about this. I just can't remember where the fuck I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. All right, guys, what do you think?
Well, I think he needs to listen his podcast, your podcast more.
I
3
agree.
times is not enough.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely not. It's got to be more like all the time. Sorry. You are
8
real
or 10.
crazy, Kim. Just so you know, you're real crazy.
Yeah, he has to listen podcast episode from 2013. But anyhow, I will personally recommend bring whatever gear he wants to improve on, and that's it. Just bring the gear he wants to improve on.
Yeah. What's your read on that, Birdie?
yeah, well, exactly. I mean, going to the class, having like the fancy gear is not gonna make him a better shooter.
Yeah,
So,
well, yeah, huh?
so I mean,
No,
if
it
he's
won't,
comfortable with
actually.
his carry gear, even if I mean, you're gonna teach some stuff, but I know you adapt to his, and you teach like movements, getting the gun up ready, all that stuff. It
There's
doesn't
not much
matter.
changes. I've had a lot of guys come through with concealment gear, and it's totally fine. The only part that might be annoying, not for me, I won't give a shit, but annoying for him is if we're working on drawing, like he'll be kind of behind the 8 ball because I won't adjust the part time for the concealment.
Hmm.
Not a huge deal. That's like 10 or 15 minutes. I don't,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. The other part that might be more annoying is he'll have to use probably 5 or 6 magazines depending on what type of gun. So if let's say he's got a 9mm Glock, 17 rounds in the magazine, he'll be juggling probably 4 magazines on him, and it's unlikely he'll have pouches, concealed on him for enough of that. So he's going to be like pulling them out of pockets and putting them on pouches and that kind of shit. That might be a little annoying to have concealed magazine pouches that he's working with because he'll do a lot of repetition at once. But if he sounds like he trains a lot, so I don't think that'd bother him a whole lot. It's not going to bother me at all. I really don't care. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, like put another mag in the gun. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, and if a guy's
Yeah.
shooting from concealment and has 2 extra magazine pouches and then 1 magazine in the gun, basically my attitude's going to be like, well, you better shit one out and put it in there because you're going to need it. Like, I don't know, like produce a magazine from somewhere. And then he'll be like carrying him in his pockets and stuff. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. I mean, he's still gonna learn a shit ton of stuff. So
Well, yeah, I had one concealed carry guy like this who's very serious, like shooting from proper concealment gear, shooting a Glock 19, do a USPSA class, and he was safe and everything. He was cool. I don't think he'd ever shot a match, and he sent me an email after. He's like, "This is the hardest class I've ever done, and I've done a lot of classes." And I thought the guy was a pretty good shooter. Like he was pretty good, But he's like, this is so hard. And I was like, yeah, like it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to make it easy for you. You may not even like it, but it'll make you better. Well, gentlemen, all right. Does anybody have anything to add to that?
Oh, it sums it up.
No?
Uh,
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Tim has Blem Hundos for sale. That's fascinating. I don't think that really matters. All right.
Hundos.
Well, another Bang Up podcast. Yeah, it's a Hundo. Look at that.
There
That's
you
your
go.
chip. Listener people, if you have a question you'd like the answer to, go to bensteger.com. Send me your questions. We'd love to answer it for you. Thank you, Bertie. Thank you, Kim, for coming on. I appreciate it very much.